Aditya Sindhya as we engage in a fireside chat, connecting generations, bridging geographies, in conversation with Anand Narasimhan.
Jyoti ji, namaste, and thank you very much for joining us here, and also yours is the inaugural session at Rising Bharat 2025. It's a privilege. Thank you very much. Big round of applause for him, please.
Thank you, Anand. It's always a pleasure to be with News 18 and part of a dialogue with you, and especially when Anand is looking as if he's in the wrong profession. I mean, your turnout is impeccable, if I may say so. So congratulations. And,
sir, I have tried to emulate you. See, in plain white, he looks so dapper, so I had to go flashing red, didn't I? First up, your thoughts on Esther's performance, and as Minister for the Northeast, is Northeast connecting with the rest of Bharat as it should have over the last many decades, at least in the recent times? Is it happening? Let's start from there.
So we saw the unbelievable potential of our youth, and I'm not going to attribute it to a particular region. Esther is one of our, I believe, one of our Navratnas of our country, and you have this potential across the length and breadth of our land. As Sonal and Zaka were mentioning in their opening remarks, it's youth that brings about change. It's youth that brings about transformation. And today in India, we have close to about 70% of India, which is below the age of 35. We're talking about a population of close to 980 million youth in our country. Now that sounds very easy when the words roll out of your mouth, but that's 3 times the population of the United States of America. That's twice the population of combined Europe. That's the potential that India today holds out, not only for the region, but for the world. And within that cosmos, I believe the Northeast presents a very, very important role that part of our country has to play. If you rewind, Anand, about 500 to 1,000 years ago, all trade from the global south would go through the Northeast prior to going into the Middle East and to Europe. And I think we need to revive those capabilities across our country today. Very few people know, but when you fly from, let's say, a Guwahati or an Imphal to a Chennai or to a Mumbai, equidistant is a Thailand or an Indonesia. And that's the circumference that we need to now connect to. Prime Minister Modi in the last 10 years has talked about and ensured the execution of the rise of the Northeast, an area of our country that was always seen as the last frontier. He has transformed into the first frontier of the country. And across infrastructure, if you look at the number of airports, we had 9 airports in the Northeast 10 years ago. 2 states did not even have a single airport, Arunachal Pradesh and Sikkim. Today from 9, we have 17 airports in the Northeast. From close to about 10,000 kilometers of national highways, we have 16,000 kilometers of national highways. From a single waterway, we have close to 20 waterways. Railways are going to connect every state capital over the next year, year and a half in the Northeast. So infrastructure is all pervasive across the Northeast, and it's on that foundation that you've today seen companies like the Tata Group set up a semiconductor fab nowhere else in the country but in Assam. 27,000 crore worth of investment, and the amount of direct and indirect positive externalities that will bring to that area is unbelievable in the coming days.
So big round of applause for that. So there's a lot being done. But you mentioned Prime Minister.